Good evening. Welcome to CardiffCityWorld and welcome to the Flower Hour. Mr. Rob Boyle is on his holly bobs. We are hoping for a guest appearance. He's like Judith Chalmers, Rob, and he's always bloody away or doing something, man. But I am joined tonight by my co-host from the 1927 Club, Mr. Rhys David Evans. Good evening, mate.
Evening, how are we?
Very well, thank you. And we're also joined by budding podcaster now. He's becoming part of the furniture very quickly. Evan James, how are we doing, my friend?
Too dangerously quickly, probably. I'm doing good, thanks.
Happy days. You made your debut in the week, buddy, and you're back for more already.
Yeah, I couldn't wait.
Happy days. Thanks for joining us, buddy. So, yes, obviously, the fixtures now come in the weekend. Everything's out of our hands. I think that's all we can try and do is be positive and get behind the team Saturday. Half-price tickets, am I right, Saturday? Are we expecting a full house? Well, as close to a full house as, would I say 20, 23,000, something like that, would you reckon?
I don't know. It's going to be one of those ones where people are looking and thinking, this is the game that relegates us, I think. And a lot of people are not going to shop for it. So I don't know what to expect. It could go either way. It could be packed. It could be empty there. No idea what to expect, though.
They couldn't even give away 1,000 free tickets to schools. So, and that was short notice as well. They only give about, I think, just a week notice for that. And then they expected the family stand to be full, and it wasn't. That was for a couple of games ago, I think the Stoke game maybe. So I'm not sure if they can't sell free tickets properly. I'm not sure if they're going to get it for half price, but who knows? I hope I get surprised and proven wrong.
Gavin Callan, congratulations, you're winner of the prize, my friend. I have dyed it, you're correct, yeah. £1.49 dye from Bailey's DIY in Cardiff, close to the City Stadium, so get on it. But yeah, it was some shits and giggles, but it's a bit dark in it. But it's better than the ginger beard that was there. Not that I got anything against gingers, because I've got two daughters who are strawberry blonde, shall we say. But yeah, that's... Yes, well noted, buddy. Well noted. So I've made a couple of notes, gents. Obviously, we are heavily reliant on other teams slipping up and this, that, and the other on the weekend. I think, we've all got to turn up Saturday. Like I said, be as positive as we can be. Hopefully, we can improve on the performance that they put out the other day when we drew 1-1 against Oxford. Disappointing to lose to that worldie, but I don't think whatever keeper was in that goals would have saved that, to be honest. But, it is what it is. So we go into the game on Saturday, joint bottom of the league with Plymouth. Plymouth are at the bottom with 43 points, minus 37 goal difference. We've got 43 points, minus 23. Luton, 46, minus 23. Derby have got 46 points with a minus 9 goal difference. Hull, 48 points, minus 9. And Oxford have 49 points, minus 18. I thought we'd go through the games and just have a quick chat and predictions on what teams are going to pick up points then on Saturday and see where that's going to kind of leave us after the game. So Luton are playing at home versus Coventry. I think Coventry had a little bit of a wobble, didn't they? Last week they lost 3-1 down in Plymouth, I think it was, wasn't it?
Yep, sadly.
Do you think that they'll be looking, obviously are they still in with a shout to playoffs as well, Coventry?
Yeah. If they win this, they are not. Well, I think again for them it kind of goes down to the last day as well, and I think it's the problem is with this league is the fact that not this league but this season in particular is that everyone's relying on everyone else's results because it's been so tight this year. I think obviously between Sunderland and the rest, obviously there's a bit of a gap, and then I believe from like Preston down there's a gap obviously between mid-table and our lot. But I just think because of how reliant, I mean, you had Middlesbrough and Coventry, I believe they were on like the same amount of points, and they were both playing teams, that were fighting relegation. So it's like it's always pressure. It doesn't matter what you do now. It seems like every other team has, every time you win, everyone else wins as well. So it almost cancels out like a negative. And for us, we've drawn so many matches. So I guess it's kind of like that same feeling. But I guess for us now, we just got to win at both games and just got to win as best as we can. And then just pray, like every other team does, that they don't win their matches as well.
Yeah, and it kind of everything that could have gone against us. Last game, everything went totally against us, didn't it? Every team who could have won did, which was a bit of a ball ache, really. But hey ho, it happens. On to the next one. So, Luton versus Coventry then. So how do you see that going, do you reckon?
Coventry going to win this, surely. I mean, in the playoffs right now.
They're 3 points clear. They're currently in 6th place. I think Middlesbrough are 3 points behind them. So obviously, if Coventry win, they guarantee themselves, or get a point, they guarantee themselves a playoff spot.
Different kind of pressure there. I think Luton's pressure we know is knowing that they must win to get out the relegation zone. So Luton are going to be under a different kind of pressure. If Coventry go down, they're not going to be panicking. They can probably just see the game out and get a goal back. If Luton go down, panic will set in and go, hang on, we're losing again, lads. So I'd say I'm expecting Coventry to win, not because I want them to. We need them to. I just think they'll ride the game out. I think with Frank Lampard in charge as well. I think he's been there, done it all. He'll settle nerves down. I think he'll calm them, and I think Coventry will beat Luton.
I gotta agree with that, really. I mean, same sort of thing. Obviously, it's what we want to hope will happen. But again, it's like whoever scores that first goal, I think it's going to be these next few games. There's not going to be a lot of goals in most games, unless it's the likes of Leeds or whatever. But even they've won the title. So what's the need for them to stick another 6 in for another team, right? There's no, they don't have to now. They can play the rest of the team. For us, again, like I know, I just look at the West Brom game and I think like we're probably not going to win by many goals. But at the same time, I think it's going to be nervous on both ends because, like you say, Coventry versus Luton, it's 2 different kinds of pressures. But one wants to, you think of where Coventry was the start of season, they almost like thinking, oh, we're going to get relegated. And now they've gone from a massive low to a massive high. They've already got that evidence that they can do it. Whereas Luton, for basically the entire season, they've just reaffirmed themselves, we found a way to lose every game. And that's kind of what's happened with us, really. So I think Coventry will win it, but I don't think it'll be comfortable.
Evening, Robert.
Evening, my handsome chaps.
How we doing?
I am mint, mate. How the devil are you, my friends?
We're all good, mate. We're just discussing some of the fixtures, obviously, on the weekend now. Obviously, we're heavily reliant on fixtures going not well. We're relying on other teams then to slip up for us to have any chance whatsoever. So the first game we was talking about was Luton.
2 seconds. Sorry to interrupt you, my friend. Ainge, have you dyed your beard?
Yeah, it's already been pointed out, but come on, you're late to the party again. Hey, this is the best £1.49 I've spent, Paul.
Do you know what? You look mint, actually, mate. I do love it. It just
Like
caught me off guard.
I guarantee by the 90th minute on Saturday, it'll be great, you will.
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Yeah, so we was just discussing Luton versus Coventry. Obviously, we're hoping Coventry can pick up points there. They're currently 6th in the Championship, 3 points above Middlesbrough, who are in 7th. So if Coventry get a point, all three, obviously, they secure their playoff position. I don't think a point would be a bad result there for us, really, because it's still, potentially then that could still take us to the last game, obviously, if we pick up a point. My only concern is Luton have got West Brom last game, and West Brom seem to be on the beach already at the moment, don't I think? Obviously, I know they've sacked their manager as well now, but...
Yeah.
This is it now, new manager swing. Most teams get it. We seem not to have the new manager swing. So when we are the league, anything that can go against you will go against you. No referee decisions, that goal. I mean, let's be honest. 9 times out of 10, that ball is going over the bar. But on Monday, it goes in top corner. So everything that goes against us now will go against us. So it's just It's up to us now to win, just do what we can and win every game.
Yeah.
Just put them under pressure. We're the home side. We haven't played like a home side in so long.
Next one up, and we'll skip Cardiff and West Brom. We'll keep that till the end. Hull versus Derby. Obviously, Hull are on 48 points, Derby 46.
Would you say draw be the best result, or would you rather one team win it and then you guarantee dragging someone else in it? Because, well, they're both on. Well, Hull are 2 points above Derby. I've seen you. Would you rather Hull win it, or would you rather them get a point each, and then that still keeps both Hull and Derby? So it's more. I mean, again, as long as we win our next two games, it doesn't really matter as much. But what would you rather be the result?
When you look at it, if Hull draw, they'll go on to 49 points with a -9 goal difference going into the last game. The most we can possibly get is 49 points. Obviously, we need to win both. To have any chance, we need to win both games. So the most we can get is 49 points. And as it stands, our goal difference is -23. So there's no way in two games where you're going to claw from -23 to get anywhere back to near -9. I completely get what you're saying, but if Hull get a point, I think that's them safe in the sense that we're not going to catch Hull. If Derby go up to 47, that's them 4 points clear. Then I suppose we can. But again, they've got a much better goal difference than we have. They're on -9 as well. So I wouldn't be too disappointed if Hull picked up all 3 points, if I'm completely honest, and they went ahead and Oxford dropped down. What I'm hoping for is Oxford to lose their two games. They've got Sunderland at home and Swansea away. If they can kind of get battered or pumped 3-0 in both of them games and we pick up a couple of 1-0 wins or whatever, then happy days.
Can you imagine the scenes, though? Last day of the season, Swansea score last minute winner to put Oxford down and keep us up. Can you imagine the scenes?
If we celebrating Swansea then, like...
Absolute, honestly.
Oh.
They probably let Oxford walk one back into the net, though.
Oh, mate. Oh, Jesus. Of all the teams from to be playing last game of the season, man. Jesus Christ almighty, like.
So how do you guys see Hull versus Derby going?
I
think Derby wins.
Derby wins?
It's two very nervy sides. I mean, two sides with everything to play for. And again, it's going to be so compact. You know, Derby got flair players. They're probably going to be kept held back. Do you mean? Don't try to do anything too fancy. You might lose the ball. It's a very tight 1-1 draw, I reckon.
I just think that Hull have got too many mistakes in them. I think they've conceded a couple of own goals this season. I can't remember who was against they played. I think it was like it was one of the lower teams, Hull versus someone else, a bit early in the season, and like they, well, yeah, not the 4-1 loss that we lost, but when they played someone else, Hull, they conceded a goal. But both goals were own goals, so it ended up 1-1. But it just showed how bad that Hull were, that they had no ideas of attack, just like us.
Yeah.
I just think, like, Derby, whilst they're not as experienced at the Championship and whilst they're in a worse position, I just feel like they got those flair players. They got people who will just run at people and are more aggressive. Like Mendes Lang, for example, when he was in the Premier League. But it wasn't really, like, you would say Premier League quality. But he had a little bit of magic in him. He adds that aggression to run at people, and that scares people. I don't think Hull have got that in this squad. I feel like they more would set up just to try and, like, oh, guys, don't take any two risks in case, you know, do something wrong, we get dragged in. I think they'd be more nervous because they're slightly above and they got something to lose. Derby are like, we just got to throw everything out and to see what happens. That's how I see it. So I reckon Derby win 2-0. I don't want them to, but...
Agree,
Oxford versus Sunderland then. Do we open for a helping hand from our northeast friends up there?
Well, again, their form has been a bit ropey of late, isn't it?
They've got a differential really in the sense that obviously they just want to keep continuity going, I suppose, and try and get back on playing decent football, really. I think they're fourth in the league at the moment on 76 points.
Yeah.
So obviously they've secured their playoff spot. And I suppose, if you're in that position, you're in that playoff place, you don't want to be going into playing playoff games now on a bad run. So they're still going to want to go and play, good football and try and get a result, don't they?
Well, they're already on a bad run. They drew 0-0 with Norwich, lost to Swansea, lost to Bristol, and lost to Blackburn. So they're going to, hopefully, that's them putting Oxford to the sword. A massive win for them to get them back on track for the playoffs now. So you'd hope they're going to go all out for it. But again, this league is such a wild league. We could win 4-0 and Oxford could beat them 3-0 or something. Do you mean the way things go in this league?
I think Sunderland beat them. I think Sunderland, the class shows. I think they got their act together. I think Sunderland do them proper. I think personally.
I don't think we can write off Gary Rowett though. As a manager, he can set his teams up to defend hard.
Yeah,
we failed to break them down at home, and we had the balls. I mean, we dominated the middle of the pitch, but final third, they defended banks of 4 so well, and they drop into a 5 at some points. Like, it's just hard to break down, and a manager like that is worth his weight in gold, really.
They weren't afraid to put it about a bit Monday either, were they, in fairness to them?
Exactly, and Sunderland got quite a young side. I mean, how will they react to men leaving a foot in or something? Hopefully Sunderland absolutely pump them. That's the hope.
I think Sunderland beat them, mate. I think Sunderland beat them comfortably. I think
so. Yeah.
I think they'll show their class. They got a point to prove. Coming into the playoffs now. Got games away from the playoffs, and I think Sunderland do them convincingly. I think 2-3-0. I think Sunderland win.
That means Oxford's going to win 4-0 when Rob says stuff like that. So, Rob, you fucked us right up. Preston versus Plymouth.
Excuse me.
Plymouth wins.
You reckon?
Yeah. I've seen very few teams worse than Preston this season. The Derby versus Preston game I watched, right? I'll say this, right? And I love this club so much, but I think we have been the worst team in the league this season, on par with Hull. The only other teams around that I think are worse than Preston this season, maybe Stoke's on par with Preston, and you could probably say Plymouth, but again, they had Wayne Rooney for a bit, and since they got a new manager, you could tell that there's been a bit of a bounce, and it's not just been one bounce, it's been a subtle progression. I just think Preston, the same as us, they've got so many quality players, but they just don't know how to use them, and that's their big downfall, I find. And because they're not dragged into the mix, I just can't see Preston winning. I know I'm giving loads of pessimistic results, but I genuinely think I hope I'm wrong for all of them. Really,
my job for me, mate.
Well,
hey,
no, exactly. No,
you do Rob Ball, mate, because you're doing my job for my friend.
It is split screen this way, half for a reason, right? Isn't it? The bottom one is pessimistic.
100%, Betty. 100%, my friend.
Put it this way, I don't know if I remember, a couple of years ago, Preston beat us 6-0, which meant we missed out the playoffs by 1 goal.
Yeah.
John Parkin scored in that game, right? And I've hated Preston with a passion since that game, right? They always won now. They always won. They got smashed Plymouth, yeah. They got
Cardiff. No, we don't play them.
Yeah, I'm going for a Preston win as well.
Where is it? Where's the game? Is it home park or is it Preston? Oh, Deepdale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, yeah. I mean, you think Preston should do a job. If it was at home park, if it was at Plymouth, then I think Plymouth would do them. But if it's at Deepdale, I'll go Desmond.
We'll move on into the last lot of games. Cardiff versus West Brom. Are we going to turn up on Saturday?
4-0.
Didn't even think about that. Bang, straight in there.
To us.
To West Brom.
No, generally, right. I'm not saying we're going to win by more than 2 goals, but, and I say this now, touch words, we haven't had any kind of luck all season. And even if we have, we've always found a way to mess it up, like with all the points that we've dropped. So I genuinely think that this is just kind of what have we got to lose at this point? We've got a manager in charge who's still technically a player saying he wants to play, right? We've got a whole coaching team that is literally Wales orientated. I just find that the togetherness, he's had a bit of chance though. He's had just over a week to sort of prepare them for this. He does instill that kind of belief. He even said in his press conference that he said, we just need the belief. And I think the first game against Oxford, it was just too early to get it to sink into them. But I genuinely think now we'll win 2-1. I don't think we can keep clean sheets, but I just think that there's going to be something out in the match. Either West Brom will get a red card or something dramatic. I don't think it'll be from like pure class from us. But something will happen, like we'll get a penalty or something like that, and it'll be like 80th minute and we'll win it. That's how I see it.
I take that straight away.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Reese?
Do my heart's answer or my head's answer? My heart says we'll win 2-0. My head says we lose it 1-0, we will. And there'll just be nothing going forward. It'll be a dry, drab ending, like. And I listened to my heart all season, and my heart said we're going to win the league. So it's been lying to me all fucking year, so...
It'll just be Alves and Willock doing like Anthony's spins on the wing, like not beating him, man.
Crossing the ball with no one in the box. But again, my heart says 2-0 to Cardiff. It'll be an early first goal, then in the second half we'll get a second. My head says we'll lose it 1-0 and we'll go down without a fight.
I just think Saturday, for all the possession we had, on Monday against Oxford, like you said, we just couldn't do anything in that final third. We couldn't make that pressure. And in this league, you've all watched enough games in the Championship to understand that, if you don't, turn pressure into points type of thing and score goals, then it's going to come back and bite you on the arse, which it obviously evidently did on Monday. But like you said, we've got everything to lose on Saturday. I'd hate to be there Saturday and that the final nail is drilled into our coffin. I would love for us to win on Saturday, and take it to the last day of the season, and just we're still in with a fighting chance going to Norwich.
Give me hope, boys.
It's the hope that kills. That's the worst thing.
I hate it.
I was gonna go into the fixtures, but I don't think I'm gonna put us all through that for the last game. Let's get Saturday's game out of the way against West Brom, and obviously we'll be back Saturday night and obviously next week to see where we are. Hopefully we'll be back Saturday night, still punching like Conor Ben and Eubank. I'm looking forward to watching that on the weekend as well. I know Rob Boyle will be all over that as well.
Yeah, boy, all over that, my friend, like a champ on chips.
So I know.
I think Evans moved to himself for the way.
What's that?
Oh yeah, I do that to stop the
himself.
background audio just in case.
Oh.
Sorry, thanks for letting me know. It's all right.
Good eyes, Reese. Good eyes.
Eat my car, I'd see.
Obviously, Sai, when he put the content out today, he said we was going to talk a little bit about other teams in relegation escapes, this, that, and the other. Anybody got any examples they want to share of teams who've kind of thought they were gone but have managed to claw it back?
Newport County a few years ago.
For me.
Go on, paper scissors. Who's going first?
Go on, Rob. You go first.
Nah, Reece goes first.
No,
Rob. First, mate.
You buy me pints tomorrow night. You ask you to go first.
Nah, it's the West Brom one for me. They were the first team. I think it was the first team who were bottom at Christmas, wasn't they? I know it's obviously not Championship related, but they were the first team bottom at Christmas in the Premiership, and they literally managed to stay up. Like so, that was wild. Like it was never seen before. Obviously, I think a few teams have done it since then, etc. But yeah, that's the one that sticks out on me. That was it Jeff Horsfield, I think it was.
Yeah.
Who got the goal? Was in the last game of the season. Who managed to keep West Brom up? So that would be my one. That would be my one that would stick out for me personally.
For me, it's the Newport County back a few years ago. I don't know if anyone remembers it. I think they were dead and buried. They had the president for Wesley's manager, and Mr. Medal winner, and he got sacked after trying to fight the fans. They brought in that Michael Flynn, and all of a sudden they went on a run from nowhere. I think they went like 4 on a bounce, and took it to the last day. I think they scored a late winner to survive and send Hartlepool down. And again, for a team that was gone in League Two, to do that was fair play.
Happy days. I'm going to dive into the comments. Have you got anything you can think of, relegation teams or any?
To be honest, right, I've only been following Cardiff since I'm 23 now, only since I was about 12, so don't have a lot of history. But generally, 2 seasons ago when we were fighting relegation, albeit we would have been down due to a point deduction, but I tell you what, it never felt like we were actually going to get relegated that season. Like, it's the one time where we had a Tete really stepping up and thinking, you know what, there could be a player. And I just for once seeing players chucking all their bodies on the line was something I hadn't seen since the Premier League days when I had a season ticket then. And like obviously we had Cabo who helped us through it, but having Bamba at the club as well was just really sort of like a warming effect and kind of give us a lot of confidence, thinking, you know, it might be all right. And it was just, yeah, we were fighting till the last day more or less, but there's the one thing that really thought, like, you know what, there's something in Cardiff that's just been keeping us for a few years now, and it's kind of like that energy inside, no matter what kind of players we have. Whether we have it this season, I don't know. But, you know, I feel like there's still some of that left in Cardiff. So, you know, that was the main sort of one for me.
Fair play, buddy. Fair play. I'm going to dive through the comments as well.
Angel, what one was yours from 1970s, I expect, was it?
Yeah, probably. But if I'm honest, I think I got the dementia gene. So, relegation-wise, I don't... like I said, I don't really follow many teams outside of Cardiff, really. And obviously, you know, we've been I think we're the longest running team to play in the Championship, I believe. And we've been in there the longest. So obviously, potentially that might come to an end. Is it going to stop me going if they go down to League One? No, it won't. But, you know, as long as there's still... a bit of fight there, a bit of belief, just trying to remain as positive as I can right until the end. I'll just be gutted if, you know, we're sat in the stand in, you know, at 5 o'clock on Saturday and it happens. Like, it's, you know, potentially, you know, it's going to happen. I'd be gutted, but I just think... I just think, you know, we've been knocking on the door for the last couple of seasons. I think, is it the wake-up call that we need? I just worry that you see so many big clubs go down and never come back. That's my biggest concern, really. And, you know, I'd still go and support them if they had 4,000 or 5,000 there on a Saturday. But, you know, it's worrying times for me. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Well, it's a long time coming, mate. Let's be honest. We can all be honest. If and when it does happen, it's a long time coming, boys. We've been knocking on the door for this for, like you said, Ainge, for the last couple of years. You know, for various reasons, like obviously the Reading issue with the points deduction and that, and which we got lucky with. It's, you know, it's caught up with us. That's the reality of it, boys. It's caught up with us, unfortunately. Go on, mate.
No,
you're right.
I was going to say, right, this is something we all got to sit down and accept. And we all got to sit and watch this now and remember how painful this is, because one day we might have good times back at the club and we'll all be arguing about the good times about how certain things aren't go right for us, and we can all look back and go, at least we're not getting relegated to League One again. So we need to take this in now as fans, accept it, embrace it, and hopefully one day we'll be back and we'll be stronger. We can all look back and think these are the dark days and they're long gone.
Yeah, 100%.
Coventry only need to draw. That they do, Jamie. Oxford's goal difference isn't much better than us, so they could still go down if they lose both. Yeah, I think there's 5 goals in it between us and Oxford. Obviously, Luton are 3 points better off than us as well at the moment, and their goal difference is exactly the same as ours. So
that's wild, though. Like, Luton are better off than us, man. Like, literally, 2 or 3 weeks ago, you would say Luton, Plymouth, then buried, wouldn't you? We'd all say they were gone. It was literally one team from 4. Including ourselves.
I tell you what, and I would absolutely love it as well if we were able to win the last 2 games, right, and Oxford get dragged back down into it just because of the way they were on Monday, really.
Yeah.
And
well, that Jackman should be sent off.
They come there on Monday to obviously ruffle a few feathers, and I thought they'd done. I thought they were poor, to be honest. And obviously we had a bit more of something about us because of obviously the old situation with Rambo taking over. Would have given a few people a boost. Just unfortunately, we didn't have that boost in the final third.
Do you think that guy should be sent off? That Paqueta?
100%.
Yeah. How many
That's a
teams have we
red.
played against this season, all right? And they've been poor. Luton have been the worst team we played against twice this season. They've taken 6 points off us. Coventry, we made them look bang average, Coventry. And two questionable referee decisions have given them 2 ways back into a game. Sending off a Robertson at home and the penalty against Chambers for a suspected handball.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the teams up in this league, they've looked so poor this year, but we've been much worse. And it's baffling to think. I can see why Luton are there. Oxford offered nothing, and they've come away with a point, and they got 3 points at their place against us. It's just wild how. I mean, have we been that bad that even the poor teams have had an easy time against us?
Yeah, no, 100% agree with it. I just wanted to touch upon this one because JT says, let's just embrace League One matches next year. I think the only positive for me as well is going down to League One is being able to take my boy to some more new stadiums and things. And again, memories I'm making with him. He's got a little tick list now of the stadiums he's been to. I think we've done 5 or 6 this year. So hopefully we'll be able to do a few more next year, but I'm hoping it's still the championship. But we'll see. Jamie says the West Brom keeper is in the top 6 best shot stoppers. Shame. Hull got Portsmouth away. Derby've got Stoke. I think that's the last games of the season, is it? We don't shoot, says Graham.
100% great.
That one just pees me off right to no end, honestly. I tell you what, if we just took more shots, because I'm not much of a stats man, because I know every time I watch Cardiff City TV, they show the stats, right, and I never look at it because we always have loads of possession, then end up losing or drawing. But I tell you what, the amount of times where we get the ball on the edge of the box, you can hear the crowd saying it, and it's so frustrating when they go to it and they fake the shot, they try to dribble, they try to be like the Arsenal 2014 where they pass and dribble it into the goal.
Yeah.
And it really pees me off because if you could do it, you could do it. But you're not in the Premier League. Just shoot because deflections, especially Turnbull, it is shot so powerful. Some keepers, they might get a hand to it. It'll still go in. It always baffles my mind why we don't. And we think that taking an extra few touches will do it. And then what happens? Ball gets taken away and then we wonder why we can't score any goals because we don't shoot.
Exactly.
100%. It's combined now with how poor our crosses are, and you're just taking away chances.
2 years ago, we played Reading at home. 91st minute, Romain Sawyers takes a crack shot onto the area, takes a deflection, goes in. We win 1-0, 91st minute. Again, Pepper the goal. A deflection, he win a corner, he win a set piece. It could go in, anything could happen.
It's a game, Reece.
First game of the season did it as well. I think was it Norwich we won or something, or Burnley or something like that. Or he did it at the start of the season and the end of the season, and there was two of the same goals, and it was so far away. And to be fair, I always kind of wasn't a massive fan of Sawyers, but the one thing is he knew what to do, when to do it. He was quite slow and he wasn't the fittest, but he could decently dribble the ball, right? And he knew when to do everything, and he was in the right position. And that one sort of thing was what we wish our more talented players had or younger players had, and they just didn't have it. And I'm not sure what he is now. He's in League One, is he, or is he?
League Two, mate.
Did he go to Wickham or he gone to? Oh, he's gone to Wimbledon, didn't he? I think he went to. Yeah,
I'm sure he's League Two because I was watching.
Is it Bristol Rovers he's at now?
Oh God, he's at Bristol Rovers now, is he?
Yeah, he's had a short-term contract with Wimbledon, and then he cancelled his contract and went to Bristol. He did.
Yeah, I was watching a county game a couple of days ago when I was out and about, and I seen he was on there. I had to double check. It was that Sawyers, but yeah.
Happy days. I've just been flying through the comments because there's plenty of them in the chat, guys. So thank you.
How many comments is it about your beard?
Oh, there's been one or two, but it's not about me.
It's been the Carling comments.
It's not about me. It's about Cardiff City World. It's about Cardiff City Football Club.
Is that the first time I've ever heard you say it's not about me?
Well, it's never about me, but never about me. I'm one for other people, but one for other people. You should know that, Robert. Graham says, pre-season I put money on Cardiff to win the league at 40 to 1. Is it too late to cash out? We might be able to get a penny or two back.
Mind you, I predicted Luton to finish first. I just didn't bet on it. I'm so glad I didn't because I don't trust myself to. So,
do you know what? I wouldn't mean a silly bet though. Like,
but that's the thing.
Back,
You can never predict it. You can never. It's
look back,
impossible.
Lads, I wouldn't have thought it was a silly bet.
Going off subject a minute, and also you're talking about Luton. Obviously, they invested 10 million in Mark McGuinness, which I thought was absolutely bonkers crazy. I think we pulled their pants down. Did they spend money anywhere else, or was that basically it? I'm not up with the ins and outs of what they brought in, because obviously they would have had parachute payments coming down from the Premier League, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
But I know they've reinvested a lot of money now into a new stadium.
They
yeah,
had
go on, boys. Go on.
It's all in euros. Las Nordas, whoever, he's a striker. He was 3.7 mil euros. Milenik Ali, like I haven't heard half his players. He's from League One. From 1.9 million euros for a League One striker. They also signed another striker for 3.7 mil, so I'm not sure what that was. And most of them are really loans.
He's very good.
Oh, well, there we are. But obviously, it wasn't good enough to keep him up for so far, was it? Like, with touchwood, But yeah, a lot of them are loans. But some free transfers, well, they kind of did the similar thing to us, though. See, like, obviously, we hadn't come back down, but it's kind of like we just prey on the free agents and the loanees. And to be fair, somehow we ended up 12th last season. And I don't think that our football was that good, but I think we just had that much quality in the players that, we got goals when I needed to. But for their squad, when they went up to the Premier League, they were signing loads of championship players, which probably wasn't the smartest idea, unless it was to think of like future value or something. I'm not sure.
Well, they said, didn't they, that they got to fund a new stadium, so they were using the promotion money to fund a new £100 million stadium. So their job was to sign players on a free, try and be competitive, just take the cash and then go again. So they signed like Ross Barkley on a free.
Yeah, I was going to say Ross Barkley.
Wonderful season for them, but now they sold him for quite a few million. So I think they had Ryan Giles at one point as well, didn't they? The player was on Cardiff, and they've sold him as well. There's a few players they've sold for quite a few bob. But again, it's for them, it's the stadium and the training facilities they're funding, which you can understand. I mean, if we had Indian Park, if we had the promotion, we'd have done the same thing.
Here's a question from your friend Reese. What's worse, gents? Losing on Saturday or losing away to Norwich and having to travel all the way home pissed off?
Losing Saturday. If you win Saturday, you take to the last game, you give yourself a chance. If you lose Saturday, you're not even fighting for it, let's be honest. You've already given up. I mean, I'd rather go down fighting than not go down, go down with a whimper. So,
Reece, how do you say his name, bad?
And you're breaking up, you are. Connection's bad.
I'm breaking up with you.
Connection's bad.
Reece says, I think we assume most of our better players will leave if we go down, but I do wonder how many would surprise us and stay. Am I right in saying Tarek to come out?
Who's the better players then? Who's the better players? Tell us who's the better players then would stay.
I think you would kind of know. Yeah. I agree with you 100%. I feel like this season we found out that, players can be really, good or have loads of potential. And then like Alex Robertson, for example, I mean, we were all saying like, let's just enjoy him while he's here. Well, I'm not sure if we stay up and he stays with us, I'm not sure how quick people are going to come in for him, because he started the season off really well, especially the 5-0 against Plymouth. I'd never seen a player who, they couldn't get the ball off him. But recently, it's almost like he's not as bothered, or he just doesn't know what he's doing. And that makes me doubt, thinking, okay, who actually are better players? But if you think of it, right, if they were to go to another club, you could see them excel, like Colwell, Robertson, O'Dowda. You could probably see them doing well elsewhere.
100%.
I think since the relegation fight kicked in, I think Robertson doesn't look like he's up for the fight. I don't know if it's something harsh or anything, but since we've dragged ourselves in this position, he does not look up for it at all. He looks like it's too much to ask I mean, you got Ruben there who's not starting. You'd imagine working with Ramsey, because Ramsey's been injured all season, work with him on the training ground would have changed him a bit, but it hasn't really kicked on this year. I mean, how many times have we said about Ruben? No, this is his season, his breakout season. Still can't get the side. So he'll probably move on.
Russell Martin be taking it with him wherever he goes.
Again, if we get a few million for him, I'd take it. I mean, we know it's going to be a long few years in League One, and we got to try and get as much money as we can now. So if a decent offer comes in, you'd have to go for it. But you look at the back. I mean, Chambers has been, how is he for the player of the year? We signed him as centre half. The first half of the season, he was absolutely awful. Most of our goals went to because of him. Dragged out of position, too slow. Yes, he's done better in midfield, but are we saying that he's done a good job in midfield because of how bad he was previously? Because again, he's not really number 6. He's not done the job of a 6 for me. He's sort of like a hybrid number 8, where he doesn't really go forward too far forward, doesn't do enough defensively for me, so he's not at the best of seasons. I mean,
I thought he'd done all right the last couple of games, mind. They've pushed him back into defence, in fairness.
I mean, he has, but he can't get any worse in defence, really, previously, could he? So I think it helps him a runner alongside him, because when he's next to Gutas, neither runners. So opposition teams would put a man up against one of them, drag one position, and run in behind the other one. And that killed us. And then, but again, you look at other players now. NG, not been at the races this season. We've got a left winger playing left back. We've got a centre midfielder playing right back. Again, you can't play the season with players out of position all the time. It's been coming. We know we needed to do 1 or 2 extra players in the summer in January. We didn't get them. We've not really had a winger for how many years? Ashford, I don't think is a proper winger. I think he does a fantastic job for us. He's not an out-and-out winger, though. I mean, you haven't got an out-and-out 10, really. Robertson's been playing a hybrid 10. He's not, again, second half season, not done a job. On the left, we've got Alves, who looks so devoid of confidence he won't take a man on. Willock, who can't take a man on. El Ghazi was not, let's be honest, he's not been at it. I don't know what he's been doing.
Shirt again, will he?
Probably not. So, I mean, again, there's so much needed. A lot of them have just been such disappointments. I'm happy to see the back of a few of them, if I'm honest with you.
I want to bring this one up. Is it true that Salek, I don't know what IDLS is, gone if we go down, or is that just hearsay? I thought I seen something come out that he said he wanted to stay if we go down.
They say that, though, don't they? I mean, you have so many players say that. I mean, I think even Victor Camarasa said in the Premier League that, like, you know, you would like to sort of, like, you know, spend longer. Right, they all say it. Spend longer time, like, at the ground. But I mean, it's all media training. And understand you're not going to slate them for saying that, because why would you want them saying, "No, I'm not bothered," like, to our, like, you know? But like, I don't know. You say that, but then money comes in, and you've got to take it. You know? I mean, it's like you think Tan. He could. Probably has no idea who wants to stay or who would want to go, because he's not there in the changing rooms. But if he sees money coming in, it doesn't matter if some players all right staying there. Even people like Callum Dowd will probably leave if the right offer come in. You know, I think and quickly on Reese's sort of point as well earlier about saying about the better and worse players. I genuinely think our slower players have been worse and are faster. I genuinely think the people you can see who are fast in the side, they don't have to be really lightning quick, but the ones who actually want to make a difference. Whereas I think a lot of other players like Chambers, I think he's done all right in like the 6 and everything. But I'm just thinking, a lot of players, they make me so nervous in the squad that I wouldn't mind actually seeing them leave now, as much as I'd want to keep a lot of the core squad. I just think, well, I'm fighting for these players to stay at the club, but yet they don't even seem like they want to be there. So it's like, I'm not really bothered now. I would love to keep Salek, O'Dowda, the main sort of people. But after that, I'm not really bothered as long as we get a bit of money for it.
The only worry for me is we bought a lot of these players with sell-on clauses on them. Now, I think we paid around £2.5 million for Robertson with a massive sell-on fee to Man City. Now, Tan might go 3.5 million. That's amazing, that is. And then not realise that we're giving most of that back to Man City anyway, so we're not recuperating our losses.
£500.
And that's our big worry. I mean, there is players in there, let's be honest, when you go relegated, other clubs look at you as a bargain hunt, basically. We did it previously. We bought David Marshall for £1 million from relegated Norwich. Mark Hudson, £1 million from relegated Charlton. There are players out there that you can... You look at relegated teams and go, if I have him on my side, I can do a better job than what he's done there. I can do a better job with him. So there will probably be a massive summer sale. But the only thing we have going for us is we will be seen as a big dog in League One. So therefore, we'll have an advantage over all League One players, I'd say. I mean, no one came in for Ricky J. Jones, I think, in January. Only us were interested in him. Therefore, we should have a better chance of signing him if no other Championship clubs come in for him, because we are the League One big boys now.
Susie's comment there then, would you start with the same 11 on Saturday?
No. Absolutely not. I got to be honest. I think I've seen enough of Willock now, probably about 20 games ago. It's been weird because it's not like he's been injured a lot either. He's kind of like had picked up little niggles and all that. But it's just probably the most inconsistent player. I think there's one game against Stoke that we played for him, and I think that was even in the cup. And apart from that, I just think I don't know. I don't think even he knows what he's going to do on the ball. I don't mean to be horrible, but it's like he's someone who I look at and thinking he's going to try and dribble past that man 10 times. He's not going to try. And to be fair to him, he put a lovely cross in for Salah and headed it. But that was kind of like the only thing we've seen. And because of that assist, his rate went up so much. But it's almost like, I don't know. I just genuinely think, just start with your hungriest, your fastest 11 that you've got. I don't want to see Chambers in centre-back again, right? I'm happy seeing number 6, but I got to be honest, he scares me to death, just like Horvath.
The thing with Willock, mind, is if he's played on the left or wide, he's never there offering support to a Dowder. He always drifts narrow and goes off and wanders. So there's a lot of space there, and there's all support for a Dowder. When he is on the left, what tends to happen is the defender shows him on the outside because he knows he won't try and take him on. He'll stop and cut back. And because the midfielder drops deep in as well to block out the cross, he ends up passing it back to a Dowder most of the time. So he's offering nothing. I mean, again, one good cross, which was brilliant. But other than that, he doesn't know near for me. We need an out winger, not an inside forward who can put a ball in and once every 7 or 8 crosses. I mean,
are we going out and out pace then? Is Alves and Ashford on the wings? I think I'd be disappointed, and this is nothing against the man because I've loved him as well. For Ollie Tanner, I'd be disappointed to see him in the starting lineup.
I mean,
not fit enough yet for me.
He still looked off it for me on Monday.
He's miles off it, Ainge. He's miles off it. Miles off it.
I'd drop Robertson for Turnbull. Not Turnbull, sorry. Robertson for Turnbull.
Yeah.
And I'd look to put Ruben in a 10. If I could. I think we need a bit of flair to look for the pace out wide. He can unlock that pass, play the ball into the channels, into space and get runners on the end of it. I'm just sick of us getting the ball forward and players all standing on the ball together. Again, Leeds scored a goal against Stoke today with 5 players in the box. We get 1 player in the box. Just get runners in there now. Just get everyone in there. It's just...
I've won Ashford in the middle. I think Ashford's really effective. I can't remember who was against a couple of games ago. I think it was Stoke. And just Ashford is it was just I never seen him play so sharp and everything. He was just you need someone with really fast reactions in the middle as well, because I find Colwell has got the reactions, but unfortunately he's not really that fast. And because he's not that fast, he sometimes feels like he has to beat his man 5-6 times. And again, it's almost a case of overthinking it. But with Ashford, he's got the pace and he's fast to react to it as well. If we clear the ball, he can get on it quick, but then obviously you have the case of no one else running. That's why I just feel like we need the fittest and fastest just to kind of scare West Brom and get an early goal, because you can bring on whoever you want afterwards if we're 1-2-0 up, but at least we start fast, because I can't stand starting another game now where we go through the first half and go oh, you know what, we played all right. Second half starts, we kind of fizzle out because we feel that's all we've got now. And then they'll score a lucky goal or we'll give away a penalty or something like that. That's what will happen. That's what has happened almost every game for this year, at least.
The only thing I disagree with, I think, under Rambo, we play a lot wider. The wingers stay wide. They should do. I think that would benefit Ashford more, staying wide with a lot of space to run the channel into. I mean, he's direct when he runs the ball. And I'd put a Dowd on the left wing, I would. A lateral left footer there. He's more effective on the attack, no doubt. He puts balls in the box. Give Bacon a go left back. And that'll be funny. We've got nothing to lose now. Put Bacon left back, Fish centre half, or Dowd left wing, Ashford right wing, Ruben 10 for me. And let's just go for it.
Are you worried then that obviously Salek haven't managed? I know obviously he scored that header on Saturday. Obviously with Robinson, he's been ruled out of Saturday. Where are we getting our goals from? Have we got to get them crosses in the box?
Super Yak.
Are you open for people to, like, how many opportunities have we had over the last couple of weeks whereby the shot is on, but perhaps we've taken that extra touch too much and they've taken it off somebody's toe, basically. We've taken that extra split second too long, and before having a go. And like you said, even if you have a go and the keeper fumbles it, and you've got somebody running in, but it's them little things that could potentially come back and bite us on the arse that we haven't had a go.
Well, again, you look at the way we attack. So if the ball goes wide on the left-hand side, for example, you go Willock, O'Dowda, and then the 8. All 3 of them stand on the edge of the corner of the box, passing amongst themselves. Our right winger then drifts centrally, but lurks outside the box. And our 6 slowly comes forward. What you want is, if the ball's on the left wing, for example, with whoever's on the wing, say it's Willock, you want your 8 in the box, making a late run. You want your right winger running in the box, dart at the back post. You want your striker running for the front post, and your 10 running for the back post. You want runners in the box. So again, everyone stop trying to get the ball in one position and get runners in the box. As simple as that. You put bodies in the box, things happen.
You've got to start Turnbull for me, I think. I think you've got to have someone who's willing to take the shot on. And I got to be honest, right, with Mate Day as well, fair play to him. He always looks like he wants to do something with it. I find a lot of players, they get the ball and they're too reactive, just like our boards, too reactive instead of proactive. I feel like Mate Day already has a plan to go, if I get this, I'm just going to dribble at him. And again, I don't think that his standards up to championship level, but I just think everyone says he gives 200%. I think the reason that is because he's always thinking right, I'm just going to get the ball and I'm going to get a shot as soon as I can. And to be fair, every time he's come on as a sub, he's got 1 or 2 shots. Whether on target or not is another thing, but he's got them off, you know what I mean? He's got them off early to get it off his chest. Because again, he knows the same thing. It doesn't really matter how well you strike the ball or whatever. You can scuff it and you can get something off it, a corner. And I think that's what we just need. You just got to go. And again, it sounds so simple and hard to do. But I think at this point, it's been taught into them so much that they've got to take the perfect touch, and it's not. They probably when they're in training. I see them before matches, right? Every time they pass the ball to the assistant, they pass it back, and they wait for the ball to slow down, and they take a nice curling shot. And I'm thinking you're gonna have the trainers at them throwing really loose and dodgy balls everywhere, so that they can finish in awkward situations. Because in a game, the ball isn't going to come crisp to them like that. They've got to learn to finish when the ball's bouncing on a wet pitch. They were sliding all over the place in the game. It's stuff like that they need to do more of.
I want to know.
Sorry, Rob, just before you jump in. Howell Thomas says, keep the faith. Simic debut, hat-trick Saturday. You're the year
What's
first.
His name? Reese, what's his name?
Howell.
Hey, I want to know what the Schumacher is.
The what?
Steven Schumacher, isn't it?
Oh.
No, Jamie put a message on if Cardiff win, I want Rob to do the Schumacher.
Oh, not sure. Probably a Gen Alpha thing.
So take a race car and drive around, is it?
I know.
Reese says our players love risking the ball bouncing seemingly all over the park, not just from throw-ins. It's a little embarrassing, just not doing the basics on times.
Oh, this winds me up. The amount of times the defenders let the ball bounce before, just get your head through it. We let the ball bounce, and then also we get beaten to it by the opposition strikers. And then we're on the back foot. Just get your fucking head through the ball. The amount of times we just watch it bounce frustrates the shit out of me.
Could a few be offloaded to KV, whatever it is, if needed for a season to try and come straight back up? No, I don't think so.
We need to stop doing this. I'm being serious now. Unless your name is Ryotaro Sonoda, we need to stop sending them to core try, because I tell you, I no disrespect to them, but it's just not the same. When Bagan went on loan, I think he went to a slightly more established Belgian, but we just got to get the habit of doing this because it's such a default thing for Tan to do, right? Oh, just send him to the other club. But I don't think they benefited from it because, again, injured anyway, like Simic was. I don't see why it has to be them all time. Well, obviously I know why, but I don't think it's working. Apart from Isaac Davis, I think is the only exception. I don't think it's really working just to send them out to a parent club because,
There we go,
Mate.
Rob. Formula One drivers drink alcohol from their boot on the podium. It's called doing a Schumacher.
Christ. For a second there, Jay, I literally thought you meant doing the Michael Schumacher. And
Come to a live event. Rob drinks out his boots anyway.
When's the live event, Reese?
Tomorrow, I'm leaving it.
nice one, Jay, mate.
I cannot
Love
wait.
it.
Scrolling across the bottom, if you haven't got tickets,
Top man, buddy.
it might be too late now anyway, but it might be worth trying to get in touch with Jordan Barrett at Splott Cons in Cardiff, because we will be there from around 5:30 p.m. tomorrow night. I think the evening starts for the VIP, people who bought the VIP tickets from around 5:30, and the main night then starting around R7, 7:45. Should be a cracker. All the other events Si and the team at Ace Podcast Nation have put on have been belters, so really looking forward to talking about some old times and some good times from when Glenn Loovens was our rock at the back. I don't think he's ever done a live event since he left Cardiff, so it'll be really good to be part of the night tomorrow. So if you can get down to Splott Cons, if you haven't got your ticket yet, try and get in touch with Jordan at Splott Cons ASAP. But yes, looking forward to it, Robert.
Yes, my friend. I can't wait, but I love them. It's great. It's really good fun. And it's nice to catch up like with old friends like Reese and Reese's mum. It's just meant like it's a good crack. Like I said, like we said on many weeks leading up to this, like it doesn't matter if you don't even know nobody. Like it's a good community we got here. It's good fun, good laugh, good crack, and lots of chicken nuggets for Reese and Evans.
Awesome, man. I had to clean my mate's car out next morning, and there was chunks of chicken everywhere it was. No.
Have you got work on Saturday, Reese?
I have.
I was phoning sick.
What time, Bath?
I'm in early, but I'm finishing early for the football, so I'll be there.
You
With
pick
your
and
little
shovel, my
shovel.
friend.
Exactly.
Should do a pod around 11 o'clock tomorrow night. We'll have to do it on the way home.
God,
3 days.
Christ.
Right, guys, we're going to love you and leave you.
Yeah, 100%. I got to jump. So happy days.
And David Evans will be back on Saturday. Hopefully, we'll still be fighting. Something to play for those travelling up to Norwich on the last away game of the season. Rob, I know you're away with the family, so I appreciate you jumping on tonight, buddy. Top man. And Evan, part of the team now, my friend. You'll in the chat get used to seeing Evan's face because he's a fully fledged member of the team now. So happy days.
You said that, not me.
I appreciate you joining us as well, buddy.
Thank
Top
you.
man. Have a good evening, guys. Thank you.
Have a flower.
Just for you, Rob. Just for you, buddy. Right.
Swagger down the street. Lips and funky beat. You better hold your head up to the sky. I'm gonna roll with you till the day I die. Swing those hips around. Can't stop. Roll that down, my lady. Show hopping around.
Mint. Love it. Top man.